Imagine standing at a crossroads where one path is well-trodden, wide and surrounded by the majority, seemingly safe and inviting. The other path is less traveled, covered in undergrowth, and distinctly solitary. Which path would you choose? This choice, my friends, is not just a physical one. It's a metaphor for life and decisions we face every day. Every step you take forms the unique story of your life. Yet so often, we find ourselves walking paths paved by others. But why do we follow these paths? Is it comfort, fear, or is it the illusion of security that comes from treading a known trail? Today, we delve deep into understanding the courage it takes to choose the road less traveled, to forge a path that truly reflects who you are, and not just one that's been laid out by the many before you. Let's take a moment to consider the legends who walked away from the majority. Think of innovators, artists, leaders, and thinkers who shifted paradigms and redefined the world. What if they had not dared to step away from the crowd? What if they had succumbed to the pull of conformity? The truth is, they saw something that others didn't: possibility. They understood that true progress and genuine achievement lie in the space outside the majority's grasp. But stepping away from the majority isn't just about making monumental breakthroughs. It's about finding authenticity in your everyday choices. It's about the peace and satisfaction that come from knowing your actions align with your deepest values and beliefs. Now I ask you, have you ever felt the tug to step off the well-worn path? What held you back? Was it fear of failure, or perhaps the thought of walking alone? These are not just rhetorical questions. I encourage you to really think about them. Reflect on these as we explore not just why, but how you can gather the strength to walk away from the majority, to stand firm in your beliefs and pursue a life that is truly your own. As we move forward today, keep these thoughts in mind. Let them challenge you, stir you, and maybe even inspire a change. Because as we journey through this discussion, I want you to see not just the risks and challenges of walking away from the majority, but the profound benefits and the incredible growth that awaits on the other side. In our exploration of paths, we find that often the most crowded roads are those shaped by the majority. But what exactly do we mean when we speak of the majority? It's a term that conjures images of the common, the accepted, the norms that society collectively upholds and passes down through generations. Why is it that these paths draw such crowds? Is it because they promise safety, comfort, or perhaps the ease of a well-known journey? The majority, by its very nature, appeals to a primal part of our being, the part that seeks acceptance and fear rejection. It taps into our deep-seated need to belong, to not be starkly different or apart. But here lies a crucial question. Does following along without question fulfill our deepest potentials? Or does it cap them, binding us to the mediocrity of only what has been tried and tested? Reflect for a moment on the last time you made a decision because it was the popular choice. Was it at work? Perhaps in your personal life? How often do these choices reflect what you hold dear versus what might simply be convenient or conventional? This isn't just a casual pondering. No, it's a vivid call to action to scrutinize the fabric that makes up the majority's cloak, woven with threads of conformity, comfort, and an aversion to risk. The power of the majority is pervasive. It influences how we dress, what we eat, how we work, and even how we think and dream. However, inherent in this influence is a subtle yet significant risk. The risk of losing one's own voice among the chorus of the collective. The seduction of ease and approval can often be far more appealing than the solitary whisper of personal conviction. Yet history shows us time and again, those who have made true impact, those who have left legacies, were the ones who dared to differ, who dared to believe in the possibility of what isn't yet proven or embraced. Let us then delve deeper into this allure of the majority. It provides a template, a blueprint of living, which requires less of us in terms of personal accountability and courage. To step away from this requires more than just the desire for difference. It demands resilience, the kind to withstand being apart from the crowd, and the insight to see beyond immediate acceptance to long-term fulfillment. This journey of stepping away isn't about mere rebellion or dissent for its own sake. It's about thoughtful consideration of where the paths laid by others are taking us. Are they leading towards what we genuinely aspire to? Or are they merely looping back to the familiar, to the safe confines of what is known and expected? As we prepare to shift our gaze from understanding the majority to discovering the power within our individual thoughts, remember, the challenge isn't just about resisting the pull of the many. It's about affirming the strength and vision of the one that you see in the mirror every day. This is where our true journey begins. Not just walking away from the majority, but walking toward our authentic selves. And so, as we continue, carry with you the thoughts and reflections on how the majority has shaped your decisions. Let us explore together how we can start to forge our own paths, inspired not by the call of the many, but by the deep, inner voice that speaks with the truth of our personal convictions. As we move forward, keep this in mind. The road less traveled is not just a path of solitude, but one of profound discovery. What might we discover about ourselves when we dare to walk it? Let's find out together. As we continue our exploration, think back to a moment when a single thought, your thought, led to a decision that defied the expectations of others. How did it feel? Empowering, perhaps? Maybe a little daunting? This is the essence of the power of individual thought, our capacity to shape our destiny with the ideas we choose to nurture and the decisions we make based on them. Individual thought is the cornerstone of innovation and personal freedom. It is the spark that has ignited revolutions, both in society and within the minds of individuals who have decided to break away from the constraints of conventional wisdom. Every great achievement begins with the seed of a single thought, an idea that germinates and grows within the fertile ground of our personal conviction. Now, let's delve deeper into why this is critically important. When you think independently, you do more than just challenge the status quo. You question it, you analyze it. And most importantly, you consider whether it aligns with your deepest values and aspirations. This isn't about being contrary. It's about being authentic. It's about making decisions that resonate with your true self, not just echoing the beliefs and choices of those around you. Consider the lives of those who have embraced the power of their individual thought. Innovators like entrepreneurs who saw a need no one else saw, artists whose perspectives revolutionized their mediums, scientists whose theories were initially dismissed but later proved foundational. These individuals remind us that progress, whether personal, technological, or cultural, often comes from thinking differently, not uniformly. But how do we cultivate such powerful individual thought? It begins with self-awareness. It requires us to be mindful of our internal dialogues, to listen intently to our inner voice and give it as much weight, if not more, than the voices that clamor for our attention from the outside. It means standing firm in your values, even when it's unpopular or uncomfortable. And yes, it sometimes means walking a path that others may not understand or support. At least not initially. Let us not underestimate the impact of our individual thoughts on our collective reality. Each thought you have has the potential to add to the dialogue, to contribute to the narrative of our times. When you choose to follow your unique perspective, you not only enrich your life, but also add to the diversity of ideas that is so vital for a vibrant, dynamic society. As we reflect on this, consider the areas in your life where you might have surrendered your individual thought to the majority's influence. What might change if you reclaimed your thoughts in these areas? Imagine the possibilities that could unfold if you began to trust in your insights and acted on them with conviction. This empowerment through individual thought is not just about achieving great external milestones. It's also about the internal journey, the personal growth that comes from navigating your path through the complexities of life with a compass calibrated to your own true north. This is how character is built, through the choices we make, the thoughts we dare to follow, and the persistence with which we pursue our personal truths. As we transition from understanding the power of individual thought to examining the risks of conforming, keep these reflections close. Think about not just the freedom, but also the responsibility that comes with this power. The path of individual thought is not the easier one, but it is the one that leads to greater self-realization, authenticity, and ultimately fulfillment. Let us move forward, bearing in mind that to truly walk away from the majority, we must first understand and embrace the unique perspectives that each of us holds within. As we delve deeper into the essence of our individual thoughts, let's pivot and examine a more challenging aspect of this journey, the risks of conforming. Have you ever paused to think about what is truly at stake when we silence our inner voice to blend into the background of the majority? What do we lose when we conform? Conformity, while often seen as a safe harbor, carries with it hidden dangers. Much like tranquil waters that belie treacherous undercurrents, when we conform, the first casualty is often our authenticity. Authenticity isn't just about being honest with others. It's about being truthful with ourselves, about living in a way that aligns with our deepest beliefs and values. Each time we make a choice that goes against our inner truth, we chip away at the foundation of our own identity. Moreover, when we conform, we stifle our creativity. Creativity flourishes in environments where differences are celebrated, where challenges to the status quo are welcomed. It's about exploring possibilities, asking questions, and seeking new ways. But in a conformist setting, this spirit is often suppressed under the weight of this is how it's always been done. How many brilliant ideas have been lost to the world simply because they were too different, too unconventional? Now think about the broader implications of conformity. In a societal context, if everyone thought the same way, if everyone followed the same patterns without question, where would change come from? Progress in our society has often been driven by those who dared to disagree, to challenge the norms. Think of the advancements in science, rights, and technologies we owe to such minds. When we conform, we not only rob ourselves of our potential to grow, but also collectively, we slow the progress of our worlds. The risks of conforming extend into our professional lives as well. In the workplace, just fitting in might seem like the easy choice. It might shield us from criticism or conflict, but at what cost? I consider this. Organizations that foster a culture of conformity might initially appear stable, but they are often brittle in the face of change. When challenges arise or innovation is necessary, these are the environments that struggle most because they have not cultivated the ability to adapt, to think differently, or to encourage resilience among their members. Let's also consider the personal, emotional impact of conforming. Constantly conforming is exhausting. It requires us to live in a state of vigilance, always aware of the majority's expectations, often suppressing our true desires. This can lead to stress, dissatisfaction, and even serious mental health issues, such as depression or anxiety. The pressure to conform can turn the vibrant palette of our lives into a monochrome of what's expected, leaving us wondering about the person we might have been had we been braver, truer to ourselves. As we shift our focus from the risks of conforming to the incredible benefits of walking away from the majority, it's important to keep these thoughts at the forefront of our minds. What does it really mean to step away from the crowd? It means more than just making different choices. It means being prepared to stand alone. It means recognizing that while the path may be less comfortable, the rewards of authenticity and personal integrity are immense. So as we continue, let's ask ourselves, what could our lives look like if we embraced our unique thoughts and perspectives? How much richer could our personal and professional lives be if we valued innovation over imitation? These are not just questions. They are invitations. An invitation to explore the profound benefits of making choices that are true to ourselves. Let's carry this inquiry forward, embracing the possibility that lies in the courage to be different. As we explore the compelling path of stepping away from the majority, let's uncover the myriad benefits that emerge when we embrace our authentic selves and make decisions aligned with our deepest convictions. What does this freedom really bring into our lives? How does it enrich our experience and expand our potential? The first and perhaps most profound benefit is the liberation of your unique voice. In the cacophony of the majority, individual voices often get drowned out. But when you choose to step away, your voice doesn't just add to the noise. It becomes a clear, distinct sound that can lead, inspire, and influence. It's about owning your story and telling it your way, which is not only liberating but also deeply empowering. Walking away from the majority also cultivates resilience. The journey of embracing your uniqueness is not devoid of challenges. It tests your mettle and your conviction. Every time you choose authenticity over conformity, you build strength. This resilience is a powerful asset. It prepares you to handle life's unpredictabilities with grace and agility. Think of it as fortifying your inner architecture so that when storms hit, you are not just surviving, you are thriving. Another significant benefit is the heightened sense of fulfillment that comes from aligning your actions with your values. There is an undeniable satisfaction in knowing that your life is a reflection of your truest beliefs and not a shadow of someone else's expectations. This alignment brings a quality of richness and depth to your life that conformity seldom can. It's the difference between living a life by design versus living one by default. Moreover, choosing to walk away from the majority often leads to innovation and creativity. When you are not bound by the usual way of doing things, you are free to explore, experiment, and create. New ideas and solutions spring from the willingness to view the world through a different lens, the lens of personal perspective and independent thought. This not only leads to personal growth, but can also propel careers, inspire industries, and sometimes change the world. Consider also the influence you wield when you walk your own path. Authenticity is magnetic. It draws people and opportunities towards you. Leaders, innovators, and pioneers are not those who blend in. They are those who stand out. They are the ones who others look to, not just for their success, but for their courage to be different. When you walk away from the majority, you unconsciously give others the permission to do the same. You become a beacon for others who yearn to break free from conformity. Walking away also offers a broader perspective of the world. Conformity often narrows our view, keeping us tethered to the familiar. But stepping into the realm of personal authenticity broadens your horizons. You become more receptive to new ideas, cultures, and philosophies. This openness can enrich your life in unexpected ways, deepening your understanding and appreciation of the world around you. Now, as we reflect on these benefits, consider the legacy you wish to leave. What stories do you want told about your life? Do you want to be remembered as someone who followed or as someone who forged a new way? The benefits of walking away from the majority weave into the very fabric of your legacy. They shape not only the life you live, but also the impact you have on others. As we transition into discussing practical steps to cultivate the courage to stand alone, remember that the journey away from the majority is not a one-time act, but a continuous process of choosing authenticity over ease, integrity over approval. Each step on this path not only shapes your life, but also reinforces the very essence of who you are. Let's carry forward this spirit of exploration and empowerment, diving into how we can practically and courageously walk our unique paths. Now, embracing the insights we've explored, let's turn our attention to how one can actually step away from the majority. How do you start walking your unique path? It's a journey that requires courage, conviction, and a clear sense of direction. Begin by defining what it is you truly believe in. What are your core values? What is non-negotiable in your life? Clarity in these areas is like setting coordinates in your life's GPS. You cannot navigate successfully without knowing your destination. Understanding what you stand for is the first step in determining your path. This isn't about grand declarations to the world. Rather, it's about honest conversations with yourself. Write these down. Reflect on them. Let them become the guiding stars in your journey of individuality. Next, cultivate the courage to be different. Courage is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Start with small steps. Make choices that reflect your true self in everyday situations, even if they're not the popular choices. Each act of courage, no matter how small, builds your confidence and affirms your ability to stand alone. Remember, courage doesn't mean you aren't afraid. It means you don't let fear dictate your action. It's also vital to develop a thick skin. Criticism is often the first response to deviation from the norm. Learn to distinguish between constructive feedback that can help you grow and mere criticism that aims to pull you back into conformity. Not all feedback is equal. Treasure the kind that enriches you and let go of what merely seeks to limit. As you step away from the majority, cultivate new circles of influence. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, who encourage your authenticity, and who themselves walk unique paths. This network will not only support you, but will also challenge you to grow and stay true to your journey. These relationships are invaluable. They provide both a safety net and a launching pad for your ideas and dreams. Equally important is to embrace lifelong learning. The path of individuality is one of constant growth and evolution. Stay curious, open-minded, and willing to explore new ideas and skills. Read widely, listen carefully, and observe keenly. Knowledge is not just power. It is armor and tool both, equipping you to forge ahead with confidence. Finally, be patient with yourself. Walking away from the majority is not a sprint. It's a marathon. There will be moments of doubt and times when the comfort of conformity tempts you. In these moments, remind yourself why you chose this path. Reflect on your achievements, no matter how small, and let them fuel your resolve. Remember, the journey away from the majority is profoundly personal and inherently rewarding. It's about finding your truth and living it, not just when it's easy, but especially when it's hard. It's about not just dreaming of a life of authenticity, but actually stepping into that dream day by day. As we prepare to conclude, take these thoughts with you. Consider them as tools in your toolbox as you build a life of meaning and impact. In the final moments of our time together, we will reflect on how maintaining your path is not just about persistence, but also about the grace of adapting to new challenges and opportunities. Let's move forward with the assurance that our paths, though they may diverge from the majority, are not just paths of solitude, but also of incredible discovery and fulfillment. Let this understanding guide us as we continue to explore what it means to truly walk away from the majority. As we continue on this journey of individuality and authenticity, it's crucial to consider not just how we step away from the majority, but how we maintain our unique path once we've embarked upon it. How do we keep our footing when the terrain becomes challenging? When the pull of the crowd seeks to draw us back into conformity? Maintaining your path is fundamentally about commitment. It's a daily practice of choosing your values over convenience, your purpose over popularity. But commitment alone isn't enough. It must be coupled with a deep-seated belief in the value of your chosen path. This belief is your anchor. It holds you steady in turbulent times. When doubts creep in, when isolation feels overwhelming, return to this core belief to remind yourself why you embarked on this path in the first place. But how do we strengthen this belief? How do we ensure it remains robust enough to sustain us? One effective method is through continual reflection and reassessment. Life is not static, and neither are our beliefs and values. They evolve as we do. Regularly taking time to reflect on your journey, to assess the alignment between your actions and your values is essential. This isn't about questioning your decision to walk away from the majority, but ensuring that your path still leads to where you want to go. Another key element in maintaining your path is resilience. Resilience is not about never facing challenges or doubts. It's about how you respond to these challenges. Do you see them as insurmountable obstacles or as opportunities to grow and reaffirm your commitment? Cultivating a resilient mindset involves seeing the value in setbacks and failures, learning from them, and using this knowledge to fortify your journey. Support systems play a crucial role in this process. No one walks their path entirely alone, nor should they. Building a network of support with like-minded individuals, mentors, and friends who respect and understand your journey can make all the difference. These relationships provide encouragement, perspective, and sometimes the tough love needed to keep you true to your course. They are your sounding board and your cheerleaders, the people who remind you of your why when the path gets obscure. Adaptability is also vital in maintaining your path. While commitment is crucial, rigidity can be detrimental. The world around us changes rapidly, and our ability to adapt to these changes while still holding true to our core values is a powerful skill. This might mean adjusting your strategies, adopting new practices, or even redefining certain goals. Adaptability is not about changing your destination. It's about being flexible with the route you take to get there. Moreover, celebrate your milestones, no matter how small. Recognizing and celebrating progress is a powerful motivator. It helps break down the journey into manageable segments, making the path seem less daunting and more achievable. Each celebration is a reaffirmation of your ability to forge your own way, a testament to your courage and your progress. Lastly, maintain a learner's mindset. Be curious, be open to new ideas, and be willing to absorb new knowledge. This openness ensures that you continue to grow and evolve along with your path. It ensures that your journey is not just about reaching a destination, but about becoming a more insightful, capable, and compassionate individual along the way. As we draw near to the close of our exploration together, remember that maintaining your path isn't just about persistence. It's about living deliberately, embracing change, and continually aligning your actions with your deepest values. Let these principles guide you as you move forward, and let your journey be one of purpose, passion, and unwavering authenticity. Let's carry these thoughts into our lives, not just today, but every day, as we strive to walk paths of our own making. As we near the conclusion of our journey today, it's essential to pause and reflect on what we've explored together. How can we harness the profound insights and strategies we've discussed to craft a life that's not just lived, but truly embraced with passion and purpose? How can we ensure that the steps we take are not just motions through time, but strides towards fulfillment and authenticity? Remember, walking away from the majority is not merely about taking a different path. It's about making a conscious choice to live according to your values, to honor your vision, and to genuinely engage with your dreams. It's about not settling for the ordinary when the extraordinary is possible, even if it requires more effort, more resilience, and more courage. As you move forward, consider the power of the decisions you make each day. Each decision is like a brushstroke on the canvas of your life. Some strokes contribute to a vibrant splash of color, others to the depth and texture of your character. Every choice paints a part of the picture, and you are the artist. What will your masterpiece look like? Will it echo the familiar patterns of the majority, or will it tell a unique story, rich with the colors of individuality and the lines of purpose? Embrace the notion that every great journey begins with a simple step. But not just any step, a step powered by belief and backed by determination. The path of independence and authenticity is not always easy. It's fraught with challenges and trials. Yet these challenges are not merely obstacles. They are opportunities to grow stronger, to become more adaptable, and to deepen your understanding of who you are and what you can achieve. Cultivate the courage to continue on your path, even when the road is solitary and the shadows long. The strength to persist is built not in moments of comfort, but in times of challenge. In those moments, remember why you started. Draw on the network of supporters you've cultivated, the mentors who guide you, and the inner resilience you've developed. As we close this chapter, I encourage you to carry forward the spirit of exploration and commitment we've nurtured today. Let it not be an ephemeral spark that fades into the background noise of daily life, but a blazing fire that lights up your actions and warms your aspirations. Make a pledge to yourself to revisit the principles we've discussed, to continually realign your actions with your values, and to always strive for the authenticity and fulfillment you deserve. And finally, ask yourself what legacy you want to leave behind. How will the choices you make influence not only your life, but also the lives of those around you? In every moment of decision, you have the power to impact not just your future, but also the fabric of the community around. Let your life be a testament to the power of individual thought, the courage to defy the majority, and the enduring pursuit of personal excellence. Thank you for embarking on this journey with me today. As you step back into the flow of your everyday life, take with you the insights and inspirations from our time together, and let them guide you to paths of greater purpose and newfound horizons. Remember, the path away from the majority is the path towards discovering your true potential. Walk it with courage, walk it with pride, and most importantly, walk it with joy. Let's now get to our last subject called leadership. We'll take about another 30 minutes here, cover some on leadership, and then we'll take our last short 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and finish up the day, finishing up leadership. The title of the weekend was called The Making of a Leader. And it takes a lot of things, really, for the skill of leadership. All the things we've talked about, the personal development side, and setting goals, being able to make plans, game plans, time management, communication, all of that is all part of the preparation and the continuing schooling and education of leadership. But now we're going to cover the subject per se, leadership. And I've got an interesting phrase to start with under leadership, and it goes like this. To attract other people, you must be attractive. And we've covered that, sort of sprinkled throughout the last couple of days. What you want, you attract. So to attract other people, you must be attractive. So a big part of the process of leadership is self-development. Not people development, but self-development. Leadership, the great challenge of the 80s. I call it, in all kinds of fields, science, politics, industry, education, sales. We do need some leadership in the sales field. We're still hearing some of the old cliches of the 30s, right? Roll the pencil across the table, and before it drops, they'll grab it, and you ask them to sign. I mean, you know, we don't need those tricky things anymore. People are a lot more sophisticated. They're a lot brighter these days, right? The old sales tricks won't work, you know. True sales is an educational process. Let me tell you what I've got and how it works. See if you like it. And if I'm good at it, I'm sure you'll buy. If I'm not, I'm not sure. But let me try. Just honesty and sincerity and upfront and leveling with everybody. I tell you what's hard for other people to handle, total sincerity and honesty. I mean, what do you do with that? I mean, tricks, you can learn to be tricky. If somebody wants to spar, you can learn to spar. If somebody wants to dance and dodge, you can learn to dance and dodge. But what do you do with total honesty and total sincerity? See, that's hard. Schoaf said in the sales field at first, he said, just go out and be just totally sincere. So I did it. In those early days, somebody say, why should I buy from you? I says, because I need the sale. If I don't sell something soon, I'm in deep trouble. I couldn't believe what that disclosure would do for some people. Try total honesty, and that was total honest. If you don't buy, I'm in trouble. The guy says, well, okay, I'll buy, right? I mean, I couldn't believe it. If you got to, sell with tears in your eyes. See, I tell you